Hi everyone, I'm Gary Baumgarten. Many of you know me as Reporter Gary. And why am I wearing this shirt and drinking Verner's? Well, I am because the University of Michigan football Wolverines just defeated Iowa in a tremendous defensive battle by a score of 10-3. But that is not why I am joining you for this vlog. I'm joining you for this vlog to talk about facts and whether they're even necessary when it comes to our discussion about what's happening in Washington today. And I will tell you what tipped this off in my mind and what caused me to want to share this with you. But first, I want to backtrack to many years ago when I was working for CNN. And John Rocker, who played for the Atlanta Braves, I would like to say famously, but infamously, made a comment about the number 7 subway line here in New York City, saying that he hated riding the number 7 from Manhattan to Shea Stadium, where the Mets used to play, because so many people on that train didn't even speak English, and how horrible that was. And I pitched a story to the editors at CNN at the time, and I said, look, what John Rocker said is true, but his conclusions are wrong. And they actually approved my going out, riding the number 7 line, stopping along the way, because if you know anything about Queens, especially along the number 7 line, you know that you can stop at various subway stations and you find yourself in a community that is immersed in one ethnic group or another. So yes, when you ride the number 7 train, you will be riding it along with a lot of people who are speaking to one another in their native tongue, and that tongue is not English. And from John Rocker's viewpoint, it was a negative. But when I went out there and I explored each of these communities, I kind of took a trip through a number of countries without leaving New York City, kind of, sort of. And so the whole point of my story was there's a set of facts, but there are different ways of interpreting those facts. And I believe that holds true today. And today, somebody commented to me, one of my Republican friends, a Trump supporter, that the facts speak for themselves. If you look at the so-called transcript, I say so-called because it's really a recollection of what was said, not an actual verbatim, but okay, the so-called transcript of the conversation between President Trump and the president of Ukraine, which is leading to this impeachment inquiry, it's pretty obvious, he said to me, that there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Let's move on, he says. And my Democratic friends say to me, look at that transcript. It's obvious that the president not only acted in an improper manner, but what he did is an impeachable offense. So we see the facts. There's no disputing those facts as we know them today. Now, other things may come out after I post this vlog, but at this point, what we know is what we know. What we don't know, we don't know. I think that's paraphrasing Dick Cheney, if I'm not mistaken. And so what we do know is that we've read the transcript. We've all seen that transcript. But some of us reach one set of conclusions, and some of us reach another set of conclusions. Now, I'm not here to argue one way or the other, whether this exonerates or implicates the president in something that may be viewed by the House as impeachable. But I think this speaks to something that has been disturbing to me before, and perhaps for some of you, this is a recurring theme. And I hope you stay with me for a second here and bear with me, if so, because I don't want to make you nauseous by pounding away at this too much, but I think it's very important. I think that many of us have lost the ability to critically think and reach conclusions based on what, absent our partisan leanings, would be very clear. I think it would be very refreshing if a Republican friend of mine had said to me, you know, you look at that transcript, it's pretty clear. What the president says is impeachable. And if a Democrat would say to me, you know, if you look at that transcript, it's pretty clear. The president did nothing wrong. Let it go. Let him go back to the business of running the country. If you don't like him as president of the United States, decide that in 13 months, where it ought to be decided at the ballot box, and quit trying to undermine the presidency. I really wish I could hear a Republican take the view that we normally hear from the Democrats, and a Democrat take the view that we normally hear from the Republicans. But you rarely find that today. So I just thought my friend's comment to me was enough to prompt me to suggest to all of us that we need to sometimes step back from our preconceptions or step back from rooting for our team. And I'm not talking about on the gridiron. Nobody will get me to stop rooting for my team on the gridiron. But when it comes to politics and the business of government at the highest level of government, I think not only is it the prudent thing to do, but it's best for the nation and for our own psyche, for that matter, if we can intellectually discuss these issues and come up with conclusions based on what we know, not based on how we want things to go. That's it. That's all I have to say. So, please, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. Please subscribe if you have not so far. Hit the alarm button so you're notified the next time I post. Write your comments below. And did I mention I love that Michigan defense? And as I always say at the end of our little gatherings, go blue. No, I'm sorry. Peace out.